YouTube, Facebook, affiliated streets, TikTok, Instagram. It's your brother Free, huh? On a Freestyle Friday. I gotta get that George Clinton, man. Being aware of the non-changing condition of our radically, I can't even say it. I normally could say it. Our radically changing condition. I'm gonna pull it up for y'all before it's too late, man. I wanna give y'all a few clips though. I'm gonna start trying to run some of these clips, man. These movie clips tell stories, right? Sometimes a kind of a movie clip captures a reality, right? It does, man. Sometimes if you tune into the movie close enough, right, you can capture a reality with the movie. Excuse the violence, though. Again, I apologize in advance for anybody I may offend. I thought I was talking to gang members, but for anybody else that I may offend in using a violent depiction to convey a point, right? Because we are all in all of these scenarios, we're dealing with radical choices that have radical consequences. And let's start off with one of my favorite actors, man. Brother Samuel, man. Cuss his ass off, man. Can't nobody cuss like Samuel Jackson, man. I don't care what you say. Nobody can cuss like him. That's my brother, though, man. Let's go.
What country you from?
What?
What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what?
What?
English, motherfucker! Do you speak it?
Yes.
Then you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Describe what Marcellus Wallace looks like.
What?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
He's black.
Go on.
He's bald.
Does he look like a bitch?
What?
Does he look?
He said, say what one more time and I'm going to bust on you. Basically, I guess it was a miscommunication that time. Let's keep going.
Like a bitch.
No!
Then why you try to fuck him like a bitch, Brett?
He didn't.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Brett. You tried to fuck him. And Marcellus Wallace don't like to be fucked by anybody except Mrs. Wallace. You read the Bible, Brett?
Yes.
Well, there's this passage I got memorized. Sort of fits this occasion. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill.
Y'all saw what John Travolta just did, right? You got it's little things, right? Like John Travolta just put one in the chamber. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
I think that's a pretty clear point that was made right there, man. Won't leave that scene like that, right? Then we gonna ride over here, man, with my boy Face, man. Right, Al Pacino, man, one of the all-time greats on that gangster tip, man. And he started moving into some kind of variety type stuff. I wasn't approving that, but that gangster stuff, man, I think he was real good in that. Carlito and all that, Godfather. You know what I mean? Tony Montana, Michael Corleone, and Carlito, man. So yeah, let's this is kind of quick.
What do we hear about your the Diaz brothers? What about that?
What about Gaspar Gomez? What is he gonna do when you start moving 2,000 kilos?
Fuck Gaspar Gomez and fuck the fucking Diaz brothers. Fuck them all. I buried those cockroaches.
What do we hear about Javilla, the Diaz brothers? What about that?
What about Gaspar Gomez? What is he gonna do when you start moving 2,000 kilos?
Fuck Gaspar Gomez and fuck the fucking Diaz brothers. Fuck them all. I buried those cockroaches.
What do we hear?
So I was talking to y'all about in my last podcast about radical choices and consequences, right? And I said Tony had a hard grind. Like Scarface had a hard grind, man. Right? And he was a hardcore dude. Right? But I think when he went to that next level, like this is kind of the precursor to him actually walking into the next level, and that's his spirit. And it's kind of like to get to the next level of your experiences, you have to get outside of a box. You got to step outside of a norm. And this is a violent norm. This is a street norm. This is a gang culture. This is a dope culture norm, right? Gangs and violence, right? And drugs, right? And that some of us don't understand this, but that happens on various levels. It's just we can go through the city, right? And we can talk about people like Felix Mitchell, right? Everybody wasn't like Felix Mitchell. And a lot of people had the bag, but they wasn't like Felix Mitchell. Get my point? Right? I want to lay, I could say all the names, right? But I'm just making a point. Let's use him and then stop right there, right? Just go back and do the history on Felix Mitchell, man. Right? Go back and do the history on people like Bo Bennett, man. Go do the history on Turtle, Santana, Honcho, Gray, coming down on our experiences and our reality. You hear me? We got all the names, man. Those are open and shut cases. So those mentions bring no harm. But in all, and may Allah be pleased with our brother Turtle, man, and Felix Mitchell. I don't know what the fate of Bo Bennett is at this point. As I understand it, Honcho's still alive. But get the point, man. This thing goes up. Right? And some of what people start to deal with, right, ain't your norm. Probably was never theirs. It was things that they had to change radically, right? Or be consumed by trying to impose old ideas, right, on new situations. Lower ideas on higher circumstances, right? And we in the mud. But the reference to how far you can go into the mud is in our culture considered to be how high you can go. Check that distortion out, right? Let me drop this last one on y'all though. Let me put this, I gotta put this all the way back to where it starts at because it happens so fast and then it doesn't loop. Y'all remember this, Will Smith, Gene Hackman, Enemy of the State.
I blew up the building. Why? Because you made a phone call. What the hell is happening? I blew up the building. Why? Because you made a phone call.
Said he blew up the building. All this stuff is happening, right? It's a lot going on in that movie right there, though. It's showing you, really, it's laying out for you the awesome reach of the government and the forms of technology that they can use to track you, to track your activity, to find you, right? If they're looking for you. If the government is looking for you, some of y'all really don't understand that. I kind of understand it with a little more depth. And I'm going to base that understanding on when I got chased by America's Most Wanted. Yeah. Wasn't really chasing me, right? But I was in the car, right? Let's put it that way, of that high-speed chase. They weren't chasing me, though. But anyway, at any rate, when they come, some of y'all ain't never seen that play. They got a play that they put down on you. The feds got a play that they put down on you. And it ain't a new play, but it's further reaching than it was previously, right? Because for them to lay down, it was a movie, it was a series called Dragnet. Right? Y'all remember the series Dragnet? Back in I think it's Dragnet might even go back to the 60s, but I know it was in the early 70s. Dragnet. Right? Little crime drama show. Right? But it showed you some of their tactics and techniques for getting at something, right? Well, that version of Dragnet, coupled with the type of technology you see in Enemy of the State, is the type of Dragnet that I experienced, right? Mom is the word. You can't, right, put yourself on fire. You can't get no heat on you, right? And then be making phone calls. You can't do that. And if you did it mistakenly, the first time you did it and it was a mistake, we can give you a pass for that. We can be like, you didn't know that phone call right there that you make right there is heat. The first time you do it, we could say, hey, homie, don't do that no more because that's heat that way, and give you a full description of the impact of the heat. The heat ends up being a situation that you blew this spot up. So what? Gene Hackman, we got to blow that spot up because the spot ain't no good no more. Why ain't the spot no good no more? What's going on with the spot? Let's talk, man. Let's talk for a minute, man. What's going on with the spot in the first place? What do we call it the spot for? You know? In case I speak a different language now, because, I've been accused of being intelligent. I think it's a false accusation at some points. I'm really dumb and naive to some of the things that I've been accused of being smart in because we got a totally different understanding about stuff. When I be talking to some of the same people I grew up with and shit, I'll be like, we got a totally different understanding. I must have, someone hit in the head and something must have happened to me. Right? But what do we call it the spot for? Right? And what do we mean when we say he blew up the spot or the spot is blown up? Hey man, I remember this one time, right? Listen, man, I'm not gonna give you details like that. I'm gonna give you details and principles, but I'm not gonna get messy with it. The people I'm talking to know what the story is about, right? The rest of y'all are hanging on to an idea, right? And the ones who know are dealing with an actual story, right? But both of them are relevant. It's not any less relevant because I don't name names. We can give you some fictitious names and places if it works better for you. I can consider doing that. But let me get this point across, man. I remember we was in hustle mode, man. And I had this team of females, man, and they was grinding with me, right? They was my team. Like they were more trustworthy and reliable than anybody around me outside of my immediate homies, right? And my immediate homies had their own things going on, right? So I was like, man, I was in a situation where, you know, I don't want to, I want to get the money, but I'm in an environment that if I start interacting too closely with the gangs that are not my gang, right, it's going to cause a problem because I know the feeble mindedness of some of these dudes. Like, y'all, because I haven't given you any type of impression about how I really am, or not how I really am, but how I really can get. Right. And not only how I really can get, but what happens if I make that phone call and similar people come like me and how we get. Right. And I don't want that to be the environment I'm doing this business in. So I kind of hid my identity. I was in another city and I kind of hid my identity a little bit because everybody didn't know. That's F.R.E from the gangsters over there. Nobody, few people knew that in this environment I was in. Right. And it was safer for me to deal with the women because they was just about their bag. They was just about their grind and I had their back. Right. And I set them up to deal with, you know, clean target people. They wasn't just out there randomly meeting people and doing things. The introductions were done by me. And then the service was carried out by them. Y'all hear me? So yeah, I remember one time and we was getting it in, man. And one of my one of the girls in the crew, man, and it's crazy who she is, really. But she started getting her bag. She used to drive a little bucket and grind. I'd be like, that's cool. She started getting her bag. I used to hold some of her money for her. She around her other girls, and she's like, why are you gonna hold your money? You know how y'all women get, right? So I'm like, I'm just holding your money. It's your money whenever you want it. Well, I need so and so amount of money for because I'm finna go buy me a car. I'm like, huh? Don't buy a car. I'm like, listen, you got a car. No, I want something nice. And wait, listen, man, I don't even ride hard, right? I'm riding kind of square. At the time, I had one whipped. I don't know if y'all remember back when I had that British Sterling with that Euro kit on it before the Dubs and all that came out, man. This early 90s, man. Right, early 90s, right? Anyway, man, I'm like, don't do it. Don't go get a car. She insisted, I'm going to get a car. She went and got the car. I said, okay, man. Now you riding around with your girls in this car. It's a nice car, but be careful. That's all I can tell you. Be careful. Next time, some of my team that came down here and part of what we in the mix, right? Some of y'all who end up balling out of control, right? But was struggling at that point, was with your boy, right? Because I wasn't struggling. But I don't. If one of my homies is not doing good and I'm doing good, that's how we used to treat each other, man. It was really like that, man. It was a core group of homies, and then it was some renegades who was in the circle of us that really didn't belong there in the first place. I don't know how that all happened. I didn't arrange it. If I had arranged it or designed it, it would have went down different. But I came in and fell in. It was like that. I came in and fell in because, you know, you got to think about something, man. And I'm telling y'all real stuff. Like when I got out of the youth authority, when I went in to the youth authority in 82, I got out late 86. It was like 4 years later, right? When I went in, the set was smoking what they call primos, right? Weed laced with crack cocaine or cocaine, right? Sometimes just cocaine laced weed. That's what was happening when I went to prison, when I went to jail. We were smoking water, hitting the weed, drinking quarts of old English, getting drunk. Wasn't too many homies on actual liquor. So it was a few homies who actually drank a little bit of liquor. The Irk and Jerk, the Hen. It was a few homies who did that. But you gotta understand, we doing this, and this is an age group that you could say, what time was that? Well, that age group right there was between 15 and 18. That's the age group. And that's what the age group was doing. Hustle, get fly, right? Get something to smoke, something to drink. Some of the homegirls, we going to kick it. That was the norm then. We didn't learn the dope game at that time. We didn't learn it. Not my set. Not my homies that I grew up with. None of the ones I grew up really understood fully the dope game. And most of the ones who was privy to the game to some extent used we was on the moles and shit, man. We was getting high. That's real talk. So when I went to YA, I hadn't experienced what the dope game was doing. I didn't go to YA for selling dope, getting money. I went to YA for dealing with the enemies of the Playboy gangsters, specifically, no other reason. That's exactly what I went to YA for. Riding on my enemies. Known facts. Read a paper or something, man. Anyway, so when I get out, I don't understand the game. Like, I don't know the game, but my homeboy, rest in peace, White Mike, Money Mike, is up. Out of all the homies. There's a couple of homies that wasn't banging a set, but was from the neighborhood, right? That was up too. But Money Mike was all the way up. Like, I'm talking about, like, he was the highest up on the west side, as I understand it, right? And he's the first, I believe, LA Crip to get the RICO Act. 1986, I believe they gave him the RICO Act. Right? He had spots all over the city of LA. Dope houses, crack houses. Right? At that time, I'm out. Oh man. Where was I? I'm in between. I'm learning the game. Let's just say that. I'm learning the game. And I don't actually learn the game in time enough to not get caught up and go back to prison. Right? So now when I get out in 1989 and move to the Carmelitos in Long Beach, that's when I got in the game officially. And I didn't know the game, so I went to my homies who knew the game and took an education. Like I said, I fell in. I didn't come in to try to orchestrate nothing. How you gonna orchestrate something? I'm probably a better orchestrator than anybody. Right? But how you gonna orchestrate something you don't even know how to do? So it was deference, like take it from what the homie's saying and learn from that, right? And I did that. I was a good student, right? But anyway, that's how we did it. So fast forward, right? Me not knowing the game and then finally learning the game. And then some of the homies who kind of taught me the game was struggling at the time, getting hit. A lot of their spots was getting hit. Different stuff like that. I'm out of the way a little bit. So look, I'm eating. You come out here with me and eat. Just come up. I give you a part of what I'm doing and you can take that and eat. So we had a team out there. I think it was about 4 of us, man. 3 or 4 of us. If I ain't mistaken. I'm saying all that to say, so the girl goes and gets the car, man. And she riding around with her girls, still getting down the same way. And I get a phone call from somebody else, another girl. She's like, they hit girl. I'm like, who hit her? They're like, nah, they caught her. They pulled down on her when she was over there trying to do that. They went in there because we used to have the cans with the false bottoms and all of that, and it'd be full of the little work and all of that. And they serving quarter pieces and double ups and all this different stuff, man. You know what I mean? And there was levels, right? You could get a thing, or you could get a Nina, or you could get an 80, or you could, whatever it was you wanted, we had it for you, right? But this particular one, she was doing double ups and quarter pieces. They caught her with, I think, a couple of onions of work, man, in the bag, and some money that a girl set her up when she seen they pulled down on that car and caught her in that car. I'm not saying that couldn't have happened in the little bucket she was driving, but envy, we niggas, man. Envy, jealousy, who she thinks she is, riding around like this now when she was just doing that. And those kind of things really come into play when people think you ain't doing too good. They ain't really on your radar. But she get hit. We got all kind of activity going on that she knows about. So I start calling the spot blown up, spot blown up, spot blown up. Homie start leaving. Dudes is shutting down their little operations and getting on the freeway and getting out of that city. You hear me? Spot blown up. But she kept it. She was game tight. They was shocked. Everybody was shocked. Like, wait a minute. She game tight. Like, nah. I just went down there and bailed her out and got her an attorney and locked her in to deal with that. That's it. Because you with me and I'm with you. And it's like that. Right? But yeah, man. So, where was I at, man? You go through these phases, right, in the game. Right? It's these different things happening in the game. Spots is getting blown up. Spots is getting blown up. A spot got blown up. What do we mean when the spot got blown up? Somebody got hit. Now, what does that have to do with the phone call that blew this spot up that Gene Hackman and Will Smith is in, an Enemy of the State? I was saying we all got all this activity going on inside the spot, right? If you run in here on fire, right, and bring the heat that you had on you with you to the spot, ain't that bringing heat to the spot? Now, like I said, you could do that accidentally and be forgiven, but you can't do it again intentionally and be forgiven again. The first time you can declare it to be unintentional, but the second time it's done, it's intentional, y'all. Process that. You meant to do that, right? I was in a situation like that. We, the Playboy Gangsters, right? And I'm going to come on here and do that breakdown where I posted, ballers, killers, hitters, etc. Man, this was the hitters. Listen, man, the hitters was in a situation like that. And the spot got blown up. Right? That really happened that way. The first time it got blown up, one of the homies called me and said, man, your man came over to the spot, went up to the front and made a phone call to a spot OT where somebody was doing fair time. And the person who was doing fair time, a female, they was looking for your man. They looking for the man who's doing the phone, who she's calling from the feds. Like they got an APB out on him in that state or something, right? I don't understand the clarity of it. I'm like, what's going on with that? And I'm like, man, this nigga came over here and got on the phone and did that. And the first thought was, we know he kind of burnt out, right? Do we know what he doing? Like, what difference do it make? Now, these is dudes, these is the hitters, like I said, man. I'm going to come on here and tell you what I mean when I say what the hitters are. I'm going to leave it vague and ambiguous right now, right? You can draw from it whatever you want to draw or infer from it whatever you want to infer, right? But the homie called me like, homie, where you at? I'm like, man, I'm down here. He like, when you coming up here? It's going to be, I need you up here. What's up? Man, come up here. Because I could always leave. I had relief, right? So I'm like, all right, man, I'm on my way, man. Because some things we can't talk about on the phone. We can't talk about that on the phone. We know that. Imagine, man, you out here gang banging, right? Getting it in, right? It's problems, right? Enemies is coming through. Boom, 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 right? Y'all back and forth, right? And you get on your phone and tell the homie, man, we went over there and murked so-and-so and put that, man, homie hit that dude in the back of the head with a K, man. You should have seen his noodles flying all over the place. And you on the phone doing this. It was at 6 p.m. We was right there on the corner of this street and that street, and them niggas, they had the nerve to be standing outside. The little homie jumped out the back of the tray, and you telling the details and having this whole conversation on the cell phone? They had cell phones back then. You talking like they wasn't the same type of cell phones now, but they had cell phones. They had pay phones. Remember the wire. Remember the little series, The Wire. I think The Wire was in Baltimore. The Wire. Remember that series about how they used the pay phones and all that? That's a small indication. They never really let you know the extent to which their technology is effective for the first 20 years of its use. They use that technology 20 years before they reveal it to the public. In some cases, I've heard that they've used technology 100 years before they revealed it to the public. But anyway, I get up there, I'm smash out on the freeway, man. Come pull up on the homie. What's cracking, man? Man, come back here, man. Woo. Anger. Like, what's happening? Like, your man came over here. You know, he got that problem out there in that state, right? With the people, right? People looking for my man. He know they looking for him. You know they looking for him. So I'm like, what? So what he do? He like, man, the nigga came over here and went up in the front and grabbed a phone, mama's house phone, right? Made a call to the girl's people and told the girl's people when she call collect, have her call here. Where you getting that? Right here where we at? Man, stop playing. Where we at right now? This the spot. Say that one more time because it might have went over somebody's head. I don't want nobody to miss this. I get up there. Come back here, man. What's happening with your man? I'm like, what's up with my man? Like, you know your man got that problem. And he know he want it for that little problem, right? With the girl. Yeah, my man go into the front house. That tells everybody who needs to know who we talking about. What we talking about. Goes to the front house. Gets on the landline, not a cell phone. The house phone. Hey, mama, how my girl doing?
When she calls you, give her this number and tell her to call here, collect. Got it? 323-555-5555, right? 323-555-5555. 310-555-5555, right? Yeah, tell her to call me. Tell her I miss her. I love her. All right. Meanwhile, we all hanging out. Everybody's hanging out. I wasn't there. They all hanging out. In the back. Everybody hangs out in the back. So let's gamble up, whatever, man. We hang out, gamble up, whatever in the back, right? Next thing you know, somebody come from the front house to the back yelling, "Hey, my man, tell my man right there, come here. Somebody on the phone wants you." Huh? Oh, don't worry about it. On the shake tip, like not letting nobody know. What somebody on the phone want him. Boom, my man go to the front. You have a collect call from a federal prison. This call will be monitored, etc., 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 etc. What's up, baby? How you doing? You good? You all right in there? Etc., etc., etc. For 15 minutes. Maybe more. I don't know. 15 minutes, call back. Boom. That's good. Here goes some money on that. Here go $30 or whatever on the bill. Because them collect calls costs. Oh, don't worry about it, baby. Yeah, I just want to do that for you. Right? Go on and on. The day's over with. The day ends. The next day, it's routine. The spot routine. If you know how to run your spot, you run it kind of on a routine because everything looks like a job, right? There's an appearance that you want to have when you run your spot right. The man say, he pull up to go in the driveway and the people sitting in the car down the road doing this. Don't act like y'all don't know what I'm doing. Don't do that. Hey, I gotta emulate what I'm saying, man. This is a simulation, right? They doing this. You said a white man sitting in the car in a little Ford Taurus or whatever doing this while he pulling into the spot. So he like, that's unusual. Like, now he ain't calling nobody right now. I'm telling you because it's hindsight now, so I knew everything later, right? My man said the people on him. So he don't function that day. And when he go in the house, he just happens to be talking to the girl who came around the day before and called my man to come to the phone. He just happens to be talking to her. So she said, my man good. You know, he gave mama $30 on that collect call that he had made. Somebody called here collect from a federal prison. Run that by me one more time. Somebody called here collect from a federal prison. My man instantly put it all together. You came here, got on this landline right here, and made that nature of a phone call to have those people call back here knowing that those same people are looking for you. So when we meet, right, the next time we talk, because we gamble up out the way too. Like they come to me to gamble. Sometimes the homies will come out where I'm at and we gamble up where I'm at because we like to gamble, man. We'll be in $100,000 crap game immediately. Like everybody hustling and grinding, everybody bringing 10, 20 to the crap game, man. And if not, me and my man, we typically, because we live so close to each other, when he OT, when he's at his house, he's close to where I'm at, where I grind at. He's close there. So me and him constantly, you know what I mean? I pay, you know, all my bills and shit playing him head up pinochle. You know what I mean? He paid, you know what I mean? And it's not a floss or nothing. I'm just keeping it 100. He paid most of my bills playing head up pinochle. I'm something else with that pinochle game, y'all. For real. Like, I take that thing seriously, right? Anyway, that being said, man, no flaws. But listen, man, when I meet up with my man say, I'm all bad. I'm like, what you mean you all bad? He said, I got to maneuver and go to another spot. And I'll be all right because I can counter. I can't move over there no more, and we shouldn't be over there no more because my man blew the spot up. So how'd he blow the spot up? Let me get back to this. He said, my man blew the spot up.
What the hell is happening? I blew up the building. Why? Because you made a phone call.
Because you made a phone call. Blew my man's spot up. So I'm like, my man a little hot, and I know him. These are the hitters. I'm like, man, listen, let me try to take care of that for you. He's like, man, it ain't nothing to take care of. Let me do this. It ain't nothing to take care of. It's a reason I'm doing this. Y'all know, see these? I'm putting them up here. Y'all know what that means. It ain't nothing to take care of. I just know I don't want my man around me no more. Like, I don't know if he did that intentionally. Like that's like some hater type. We going into all of these different scenarios, right? And I'm like, I don't think it was intentional, homie. I think it was naivety. I think it was just, ignorance. But we get to it. We get to it. Give me a second. Let me run a play and check. So I pull down on my man. What's up with you, fool? Get in. What's up with it? We ride, talk for a little bit. I get to the core of it. Like, no. Like, I don't think. How could you think other than that, homie? That's exactly what you did. Man, stop it. No, you got to understand what you're doing out here, man. You're in a little bit of trouble, right? You need to move around, like, and get some isolation going on in your life and get away from some people, because everybody in the circle that you used to function with before you got all this heat on you, right? Still doing what they was doing. They ain't got the heat on them. But every time you come around, you bring that heat on. Like don't make that call was irresponsible, homie. Can't make calls like that. People own you, right? You know that. They own you. Man, I want to go see, I want to go do this. I want to go, let's go do some of them things, man. So I took him do some things, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna leave it right there, y'all, for the day. Listen, man. Radical choices, man. Now, understand and sum this up, right? Sum up this video. Because now you got to make a radical choice to disconnect from somebody you can't resist in order to safeguard the possibility that you ain't putting no heat on yourself, and then that you having heat on you, you're putting heat on other people. You got to be careful. So you can't make these phone calls. Cut that off. Like, if you don't cut that off, right? You got to sever that. But will you sever it? That's the question. Will you sever it for the sake of everything that you say you care about? Or will you continue the connection on the basis of your insatiable desire to hear that sweet voice of that sweet woman? But a black woman is something else, ain't she, man? You hear me? We could topple empires over the black woman, man. Right? But one thing we do in the gang culture, we used to have a saying, and this is not to be vulgar towards any woman. It's just how we used to, in our naivety and our ignorance, this is how we used to talk, right? Don't put a H before the homies. You don't put no H before the homies. Y'all know what an H is, right? You don't put her before the homies. Them rules. I'm gonna stop right here, but I'm gonna on the story I'm stopping, but I want to unpack certain principles that have just been spoken because I know we miss it sometimes, y'all. We miss the point. The point ain't really nothing else, right? We grinding. We trying to get up, and we not selfish. We pulling everybody around us up. You can't run in here and start that fire like that. But you did. Now, what are we going to do about you and the fire? Because now everybody knows not only did you start that fire, not only were you warned about the effect of that fire that you start by picking up the landline and having a collect call made to where your current location is. The fire gets hotter on you. That's one fire. We're talking about that one fire ain't really shit compared to the next fire that comes after it, right? And I'm saying, y'all have to understand something. The first time, I'm going to say it again. The first time, we can warn you. We could say, hey, homie, you can't do that. If you're doing that in error, you should never do that again because this is what it caused the homie, right? And if you go, okay, cool, I'm not going to do that no more, then you here. You still right here, right? But if you go, man, I can't stop talking to her, man. I got to keep talking to her. You just did this to yourself. You lowered your value, but you're still moving around because your reputation allows you to move around. But they don't know what the skirmishes are, the scars and the stains are that you've already put on your reputation recently. You don't, nobody knows because we're not talking to everybody about this. The first time you do it, we can excuse you. The next time you do it, there's no excuses. It's that simple. It really is. But we're going to go further, right? Come to find out, that wasn't the first time. Man, that was the second time, right? The first time we got the report late. So this is the second blown up spot. Okay. And there's a total of about, I think, 3 or 4, maybe 5 blown up spots that we're going to end up talking about, right? But that being said, man, it's your brother Free. I got to get out of here, y'all. It's getting kind of late. I'm doing too much, right? I'm saying too much. Some of y'all probably already mad at me because you know, but everybody else don't know what we're talking about. We're talking about principles, y'all. Ain't no names being exchanged. It's just principles within a crew of people, man. When your crew move a certain way, you got to watch for certain things to protect the interests of your crew. When your set is a crew within your set, the crew still got to move within a certain way because everybody can't go. That's why the Nip said, circle guys smaller, everybody can't go. Man, when you start doing certain things, everybody ain't ready to do them. That don't mean you don't love them and you don't care nothing about them. You're doing things to pull them up to the level that they're ready to go. But they can't have all this information about things that they're not involved in. You can't share that information like that, y'all. It's got to be a secret. Got to keep a secret, right? That being said, it's your brother Free, man. Y'all continue to have a good one, man. I'm gonna go on and check on out, man. How we gonna do that? Let's go out to regular. Let's go out the regular way, man. Y'all have a blessed one. Be safe out there.
I want him dead. I want his family dead. I want his house burnt to the ground. I want to go to the middle of the night. I want to piss on his ass.
You better ask somebody.
What draws my admiration? What is that which gives me joy? Baseball.